Nice to meet you as well. Nice to meet you as well, Tiffany. So let's do this. So let's do this. What are we talking about today? We call this the 60-second deal scoring system. Very point blank. How are investors avoiding losses of over $7,000? So what you're going to see today is something huge, something you've never seen before. Let me just try and minimize this screen. I have too many screens in front of me right now. So let's just show it in small icon. What you're going to see today is something you've never seen anywhere online. You've never seen it before. It's not a tool that is known even by agents. But this is something that's going to change your entire investment game. It's going to change your entire investment goal, and you will see why this is so powerful and why this is addressing the biggest challenge we face in real estate right now, and that is protection at the deal level. Now, a lot of gurus are out there online, a lot of coaches are out there talking about real estate. They teach you equity, they teach you cash flow. There is no tool, there is no single individual right now, as we speak in the US, that protects you at the deal level. And I'm going to explain what that means. So let's go get into the important facts. Now, it says here that most investors don't lose money on the purchase, they lose money before they ever own the property. Let me explain what we're talking about here. Right now, most real estate investors, why do they lose money before they even own the property? The reason is very simple, because the tools that they currently use, Zillow, Redfin, Crexy, LoopNet, Realtor.com, they go on MLS, they call their agent, YouTube gurus. All of those tools are used for browsing. They don't offer you protection at the deal level. How do I mean? Let me expatiate on that. So let's say, for example, now we're going to do a lot of practical sessions today. So I'm one for, I love action. So I'm a guy that's action driven, okay? Now, most of this, so we go on those, let's say, for example, we go on Zillow, we see a property or a residential, multi-family unit, or even a commercial. We put it on contract. We pay what they call non-refundable due diligence fee. We pay an earnest money deposit. We pay an inspection fee. We pay an appraisal. The inspection and the appraisal are optional. However, the two fees I first mentioned, the non-refundable due diligence fee, that's compulsory, and then your earnest money deposit is compulsory. So you pay those two fees. Guess what happens? The investor now goes in and investigate by calling in a professional inspection to go and inspect the property. Then they discover foundation issues. Then they discover structural damage. Then they discover that the property valuation, which is through the appraisal report, is not as valuable as the seller is saying the property is valued at. So what does the buyer do? They are forced to back out of those deals. When they back out of those deals, they lose the fees they pay up front. That's why we say buyers, investors at that deal level, there is no protection that buyers get when they go into deals. And that's what most people have. They have no clue what is hiding under the surface until they've paid those fees. And today, you will learn how the smartest investors are avoiding that trap. Let me give you guys some overview. As of last week, Redfin, Redfin is a very popular news outlet for real estate agents or real estate investors. Redfin reports show that every single month, buyers are canceling purchase agreements to the tune of over 50,000 purchase agreements. It's canceled every single month by buyers. If you multiply that by 12 in a calendar year, over 500,000 or even 600,000 purchase agreements are canceled. Now, averagely, buyers are spending anywhere from $7,000 to over $8,000. In total volume, buyers in the entire US are losing over 4 billion, if not more than 4 billion, every single year on purchase agreements. Why? This is the reason why they are losing that. Because there is no protection at the deal level that protects buyers. So before we move forward, Moses, let's acknowledge you. Moses Boy, thanks for joining. Moses, quickly, just unmute your mic. Let's know, one, quickly, are you someone who's brand new to real estate, or you're someone who has been in the game for some time? You have experience, you have one or two deals before you've closed. What's your background, please, quickly?
Man, yes. So yeah, I'm brand new and
Okay,
man, I've I'm in that I'm trying to fix and flip. So
wonderful.
um yeah, I almost got one property, but it was in horrible condition and my contractor was telling me like, no, it's not gonna work. So we had to, back out of that and then we had to back out of another one. So, I would
So
like
you
Yeah. Go
You are
ahead.
fortunate. You are fortunate to be here
Right.
now.
Right.
Love it, love it, love it. I love the energy. Listen, Moses, what we have said now, like Tiffany here, she's someone who's been in the game for some time. She has a couple of properties. So we understand what we're talking about. I love your energy, Moses. I love your energy. Listen, this is something that before now, every investor you know in real estate in the entire US are all buying blindly. And it's not our fault. Before now, because the tools we use, the tools we know that exist are not built to protect you. You lose time, you lose money. And that is why, like I said, if you go on Redfin reports, go on Google and type this when we are done today, over 40 to 50,000 buyers purchase agreements are cancelled every year. And when we say cancelled, meaning you must have put down non-refundable due diligence fee, you must have put down earnest money deposit. At average, you are spending at least $5,000 averagely that will go off, that you lose immediately. And that is what we were here for, to address that issue. So now today I'm going to show you a simple way to invest with confidence without the fear. Meaning by the time we are done today, like what Moses is saying, you will know if the deal is a good deal or a bad deal in 60 seconds. That means you don't have to leave your home. You don't have to drive down there. You don't have to go see 10, 15, 20 properties to decide if it's a good deal or if it's a bad deal, using what we call the 60-second deal scoring system. Very pinpoint and direct. Now, before I proceed, let's also address three important agreements. What I'm sharing today is something most investors have never seen before, and it requires your full attention and your focus. Number two is you need to implement what we're going to give to you today. The tool, the system, what you're going to use today to get the right deals, you have to implement them. And like what Moses was saying earlier on, how do you know if the deal is even worth the cash flow or the equity? Everything you know, you will see that today in 60 seconds. In other words, what I'm trying to say in essence is this: you will know how much equity is found in the property you're going to buy before you step out of the door. That's the power of what you're going to see today. And again, if you decide to work with myself, my team, you will have a team of experts behind you who can guide you as you find the right deals and help you review those deals you find. Let me give you a breakthrough announcement, guys. Listen carefully. I built InvestFusion to protect, the word is protect, investors from getting crushed by hidden problems before they spend a dime. Time is resources. Time is is one of your biggest invaluable resource. Time. So money, time, savings, everything you save, just one mistake can lose your entire year's savings in real estate. If you make one single mistake and you lose, I'm going to share my experience so you understand what I'm saying. Today, investors can analyze a deal in 60 seconds, expose red flags, validate the square footage and the value, and stop losing money to non-refundable fees. And we're going to demonstrate this practically. Like I said before, I'm a guy for action. I love action. I don't like to talk too much. I love to go in and let's see what's happening. Now, this works best when you take notes. So if you have a pen and paper, take down notes. If you have questions, you can type them on the chat. And at the end, we're going to address all your questions. Okay? Now let's get into this. I know already this is the truth, but I want you guys to let me know. True or false? You can type it on the chat. You don't want to go into a deal blindly anymore. You don't want to go and gamble. Gambling. You don't want to gamble with your hard-earned fund. If that is true, if that is you, type one on the chat. If you say, Jeff, I don't want to gamble with my hard-earned funds, type one on the chat. I see you, Ken. Exactly. So you don't want to gamble on the deals anymore, and that's what we are talking about. Now, what is this? Moses, I also see you guys, because all of us, Moses, Ken, we don't want to gamble on deals. So if you type yes or true or one, you are exactly where you need to be. Today isn't about being smarter or more spreadsheet. We're not doing, oh, this is another training system, coaches. No, no, we're not doing all of that. This is about you finally having a system that checks the deal like a private investigator before you risk your cash. Now, imagine this, guys. From now on, you wake up in the morning and then you can screen a deal in minutes. You can know, is this a bad deal? Should I go ahead or should I walk away? I'm going to show you guys now practical examples today. We're going to go on Zillow, see a deal that's already on contract, and then that means when I say a deal is already on contract, what does that mean? Somebody has already paid non-refundable due diligence fee. He has also paid, or he or she has also paid earnest money deposit, meaning they're already out for at least $7,000 out of their pocket and they're already on contract. So we're going to see that same property, and go on InvestFusion and see what it tells us about that property. That is the protection at the deal level I'm referencing. There is no tool in the US that provides that level of protection at deal levels. Imagine what that level of certainty can do for your stress, your cash, and your confidence. Three things: your stress. If you have certainty, imagine what it's going to do for you, your cash in your pocket, and your confidence level. Now, yes, what you don't need today. Number one, you don't need years of real estate experience. So, like Moses, who said he's new, you don't need to have years and years and years of real estate experience. You don't need a team of analysts. You don't need to trust or believe what the seller is telling you, because the seller tells lies every single day, including the listing agents. You don't need to spend hours digging through county records. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars just to find out the truth later. Guys, that is the problem. You don't need to gamble on one deal, wiping out all your hard-earned savings. Now, before we go further, let me share why everyone today you can trust why this works. And that is for all of us today. For Tiffany, for Moses, for Ken, why can you trust this work? Number one, is built by an investor who got hot for real. Number two, this is not theory, guys. This is born from a painful loss of $11,175 lesson I lost on a duplex I bought here in North Carolina. The system is designed to be fast because investors are busy, and is based on the exact things that actually kill deals and wallets. Let's listen to this
is a
client
lifesaver.
success story.
I had a bad experience in the past and I lost over $8,000. Come to find out, the property had major foundational issues. I mean, can you imagine losing $8,000 and not knowing what you're up against? I went into this deal blind, but never will I ever go into a deal blindly without InvestFusion.
Listen, she's not the only one. We have, like I said, this is the monthly. This is a $4 billion loophole. She's not the only one. Every month, over 40 to 50,000. That's what the news is talking about. Buyers are canceling their deals. So if you are here today, thank God you're here, you found this. Thank God you are fortunate enough to be here. I lost $11,175 on a duplex I bought. I'm going to share that later on with you guys. We're not here to talk about theory. We're not here to sugarcoat anything. This is practical. It's either two things. Either you say, okay, you know what, Jeff, how do I get started right now and start using this tool? Or you say, you know what, let me go and waste my money. I'll waste my time, because two things are going to happen. There is no tool in the US that provides protection at the deal level. And that's what we are addressing. And that's the reason why we are here. Now, this is the old way that keeps you stuck. Every investor, every real estate coach, everyone, let me repeat that word, every real estate coach in the US, every agent, every investor, they go on listing sites, they go on MLS, because a coach can teach you to get equity or cash flow. They cannot give you protection at deal levels. That's the difference. You go on listing sites, you scroll through the listings, you trust the narrative, you trust what the seller says. You go and guess what you now do? You put down your non-refundable fees. You guess on the comps. You pray the square footage is accurate. You pay non-refundable fees, and then you find out you got played later on. That approach creates fear, creates hesitation, and expensive learning experience you don't have to pay for. Now, what most investors even try that makes things worse is this. They rely on those MLS photos. Like when you go on Zillow, they trust it like it's due diligence. Listing sites are not due diligence. You now pay for inspections, you pay for appraisals too late in the process. You trust the disclosure that says no representation, and you think it's fine wiring money. And that is the problem. Now, let me explain what this new system looks like. We call it Smart Start System, or the Deal Protection System. Why is this system important? It provides protection at the deal level. Meaning, before you spend a dime, you will know the condition, the true condition. Like what Moses was saying, you will know what repairs have to be done on that property. You will know the benchmark. Is it going to be profitable to go ahead in that deal? Before you spend time, spend money, and pay fees, you will know in an instant, in 60 seconds. You can also validate the appraisal report. This is one of the most powerful tool and benefit you get using InvestFusion. Every time, like, let me explain something to you right now. When I said I lost $11,175 in a duplex I bought here, I was going to buy in North Carolina. I paid $5,000 for the non-refundable due diligence fee. It's non-refundable; you're not getting it back. I paid another $5,000 for NS money deposit. I paid $625 for the appraisal, and I paid $700 for the inspection. The appraisal reports, you have to pay to get the report. It's what they use to know the value of the property. Both of you have done a deal or are about to do a deal before, so you understand what the appraisal report is. In case you don't know, I'm going to expatiate more later on. Now, anytime you run InvestFusion, it's going to let you know what the appraisal report showed or the appraised value of that property is. So you know if that property has value or not. And I'm going to ask questions later on to know how much you guys understand that when we go into the platform to demonstrate it in real time. Now, imagine if you now know if a deal is bad, what the true value is. What can you do? You can avoid those landmines and you can begin to stick or stack the properties in the right direction and go in the right way faster than the investor sitting next to you. What that means in essence is you will stop playing defense with your money and start playing offense because you can now know how to proceed in the right direction. You can scale with confidence. You can find better deals faster and build a portfolio without fear. We call that smart investing and not emotional investing. Now, why can you trust that this system works when others don't work? Let me explain why. This is built for real investors. This is an AI-driven verification that takes minutes, not days, and it works even if you're new to real estate. It uses real-time data and public record intelligence. It focuses on protection first because money lost is money gone. And it turns that maybe this is the right deal. Back in your mind, you're thinking, am I missing something? In your head, there's always something going on in your mind. Am I missing something? What if this deal is the wrong deal? Because you're using those listing sites that just gives you what the seller tells you. There is no way to verify. Your agent does not know. Your agent is also thinking and hoping the deal is right. But guess what? Who pays money up front? Who pays for the non-refundable fees? It's you. And the moment you have fees leaves your account and goes to the companies, that fees are gone already. And that's why we said, no, this has to stop. Now, this is when I was closing on the deal InvestFusion found. Let me give you guys a minute to listen to this quickly.
There are three things, though, that are very important. One of them is this. Is that your interest rate?
That's correct.
Is this your payment?
Correct.
And that's the money you're getting back?
Correct.
All right, those three things are right. The rest of the stuff's easy sailing. Any questions on this?
No.
All right. All right. If you will sign here and date it.
So InvestFusion found a deal and gave it a 65% deal score. Just understand this, when we go into the platform very soon, anything above 50, 60, 70, 80, it means it's a good deal. Anything below 50, from 50, 40, 30, it means something is wrong, and it's going to explain everything to you what is wrong. So when he found that property in North Carolina here, the duplex, he gave it a deal score of 65%. It says no foundation issues, no structural damage. It gave us the appraisal report and showed us over $12,000 of built-in equity. When we called in an inspection company to come and inspect the property, everything the platform found was true. I'm going to show you the video very soon. Then we did the appraisal report. Same thing. The valuation was accurate. Over $12,000 built into that property. That's what we're talking about for you to get in an instant. Now, most people think you need to have more deals to make more money. That's not true. The truth is, you need to stop saying yes to landmines or to wrong deals, because one bad deal can erase months of progress. When you spot risk early, you keep your cash in your pocket and you move faster. Because investors stop bleeding thousands and start to stack wins. That's when you're not playing offensive and not longer defensive with your money. And here's what you don't have to do. You don't have to spend weeks and months on complicated tools. You don't have to pay fees just to learn the truth later. And you don't have to rely on gut instinct and hope. You know how we say, let's hope I'm getting it right? Because that's what your agent is going to tell you. Let's just pray and hope. You don't have to wonder if you miss foundation, structural, or zoning issue. This is not about being perfect. It's about being protected. And that's what you see here. Now, what makes this different from other platforms? Very, very, very simple. Number one, This is not a listing site. Number two, it's not, oh, here's the data, good luck to you. No, it's not another spreadsheet. This is protection and verification and deal scoring before you spend a penny. That's the difference here. So who's this training for? If you are new to real estate, if you are tired of scattered data and tools, if you are someone who has experience before, who wants a tool to give you that edge, this is the tool for you. If you also know of agents who are working with other investors, this helps them to scale. Then if you're someone who already has one or two deals before and you want to grow your portfolio, because the reason why you can grow a portfolio is you're stacking to win. You're stacking more and more in the right direction, not the wrong direction. This is for you. And that's what we build this platform for. Now, who is it not for? Those who are looking for overnight success without implementing the process. Those who keep doing things the old way. Like if you're stuck to doing something the old way, you cannot improve, you cannot grow. If you say, you know what, let me stick the old way. I like the old way. Let me go in blindly to deals. You cannot grow. Anyone not willing to invest in a tool that can generate 10x returns, then this is not for them. So if you're not open to using modern data and systems, again, you cannot utilize this. So this is very important. I understand what you need the most right now. Why is that so? Because I've been exactly where you are. I was excited about a deal. I thought I did everything right. Then I got hit with a loss that makes me feel stupid. Why is that so? Because your cash matters to you and your confidence matters even more. Now, how do I intend to make this very, very important, most valuable hour of your life today? Number one, I'm going to explain why investors lose over $7,000 before they even own the property. Number two, I'm going to break down what we call the smart start or the deal protection system step by step. I'm going to show you, like I said before, I'm a very practical person. I love actions. I'm going to show you exactly, go behind the scene, and then show you how the 60-second deal score works. Show you real proof and real case study from my own investing. And then we can proceed. So who am I? Let me explain quickly who am I. My name is Jeff Imalaba. I'm an investor first and also a system builder second. I founded InvestFusion. I spent years doing over manual verification the hard way, over 25 plus years in this industry. I lost 11,000 on one deal because the truth was hidden. I built InvestFusion so that other investors don't repeat that same mistake anymore. Now, why can you trust? That's the most important thing. Why can you trust that this works? Number one is built from hands-on frustration with broken systems and hidden data. Like I said before, every other investor you know today in the US, we all operate blindly. We trust the disclosures. We trust what the seller says. We use tools that don't give us protection at the deal level. Why can you trust that this is different? It's designed to expose what most tools can never show you. It's built on real-time data and public record intelligence. Case study proof from a deal closed after verification and is from real-world experience as an investor. What is my professional journey or my background looks like? This is what it looks like. For years, I used to be the guy you see on TV analyzing global financial markets. I used to be on CNBC every day analyzing financial markets in Africa. I was licensed in options trading, so I understood risk and risk transference. I was in stocks, in forex, in futures, commodities, and options. However, I got humble because those markets are very unpredictable. However, I found my way into real estate and it just clicked for me. Why? Because real estate is real value, real assets, and real wealth. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it here. You all know that the shortest path to success and wealth in life is through real estate. That's why you see in the Forbes list, top millionaires are all investing into real estate. That's the reality. But I also discovered the ugly part, the part that nobody wants you about. And that is hidden problems that cost you money before you even own anything. So for me, how does this change? I was watching everybody do things right, the way they were the way they were taught, the way they were, trained by all the so-called gurus and coaches. But these guys were not lazy, they were not dumb, but they were operating inside a system where the truth shows up late after your money is already gone. And that is why every single month, so every month, if you turn the next month, just imagine, just visualize this in your eyes. Close your eyes and think. Every single month, buyers are losing over 40,000 purchase agreements are canceled. Every single month. So this became my personal turning point. I was waking up early, doing research for hours, spending time, money. And then there was stress. And then there's a fear. In my head, I was thinking, what if I'm missing something? What if something is wrong? That's not investing, my friends. That is gambling with nicer words. This became my big discovery when I realized that the same verification that big players are using can be systemized, but it must be simple enough for real investors to use. And scaling is not about confidence. To scale is about you being sure of what you are doing. And that's when I built the framework you will learn today. For me, this became my aha moment. I realized that I didn't need more motivation. I needed more truth, and I needed the truth faster. And if I could get the truth upfront, guess what? I could move faster without fear. And that became the foundation of InvestFusion and the 60-second deal scoring system. That's when I said, you know what, guys? This has to be my life's work. Like I told you, my background was in risk transference, option. So I knew that risk is something that has to be addressed. So I had to build a platform to protect investors from hidden landmines, to remove the fear factor from investing. Because like what Moses said earlier on, if you now know if a deal is a bad deal or a good deal, you can now know, do I have to proceed or step back? You know in seconds without you driving down there, spending time and money. You have to know in an instant. You imagine to expose red flags before they cost you thousands. Listen, guys, what we are saying right now, let's do the maths. Let's just be very practical. Every single day, if we say that buyers in the US, not what we say, what is found by the top news media. So if Redfin says that buyers every single month are losing about 50,000 purchase agreements at council, it means in every day, today alone, over 1,666 purchase agreements are canceled today. Just imagine that, guys. Imagine that. See how few you are here. Over 1,666 buyers today will lose their non-refundable fees and their earnest money deposit they paid for bad deals. Because why? The tools that exist does not provide protection for them. So I made it my life's work to make real estate feel clear and not stressful. Everything changed when I discovered that most investors, they don't lose money because the market changed. No, they lose money because the deal had landmines. And what are these landmines? The landmines are the foundation issues. We call them big ticket items or BTI, structural damage, roofing issues, mold and mildew under the crawl space that leads to major structural infringement. You want to identify those kind of red flags or big ticket items before you spend a penny. That's the whole idea. So those landmines can be detected early if you know where to look and you can validate fast. And that's when I built InvestFusion. Now, today, you're going to see how this works. Over the past few years, I've used this to close on a deal I told you. You saw the video earlier on. It didn't make me more organized. It gave me control. And today, I will share that same framework with you guys. Guys, so far, you guys enjoying this. Give me a 1 on the chat if this makes sense so far. Moses, Tiffany, Ken, give me a 1 on the chat. Let me understand that you guys are following what I'm saying so far. Is this making sense, guys? Yeah, Ken, I see you. Is this making sense so far? Does this make, yes, Moses, I see you. Tiffany, what about you? Does this make sense? Do you have any question about this right now? What we are discussing, does it make sense? I want to know that you are with me today. Is this making sense? Yes? So the 3 core problems most investors face when they try to scale is very simple. Number 1 is blind deals. Number 2 is they are overwhelmed with data. And number 3 is the fear factor. Now, let me explain one by one. Blind deals. This is what it looks like. You put money down before you know what is hiding under the surface. You trust what the seller tells you. You discover issues after inspection and your fees are gone. You realize the numbers were inflated too late. And you feel you're always one surprise away from getting wrecked. Or data overwhelm. You go around spreadsheet to spreadsheet tabs and all of those. You waste hours verifying the basics and you still feel unsure. You say, what if something is hiding under the surface? You don't have a clear deal score to guide your decisions and you feel punished because you're not an expert. And guess what happens? It creates what they call an internal battle or the fear freeze. You begin to second guess everything. You don't want to get excited again only to get burned. And you hesitate and lose deals to faster buyers. You feel stressed because why? Your money's on the line. And you start saying, maybe this is not for me. And that's the problem. And that's what I call the investor fear loop. The more you lose, the more cautious you get. That's the reality because we are humans. The more cautious you get, guess what? The fewer deals you do. And the fewer deals you do, the longer it takes you to build wealth. The next slide I'm going to go into, I want you guys to take a screenshot of that slide. I call it the investor fear loop. This is the loop. This is the cycle. So when we say over 1,666 deals is canceled every day, this is the loop. Investors go on listing sites, MLS, Craigslist, LoopNet, Zillow. What they trust is what they see. They go on those sites, they find a deal, they put money down. This is step 2. Step 3, they now discover hidden issue. There is a gap here. That gap is what we want to address. They discover hidden issue, then they lose their fees because they already put money down. So when they put money down, averagely they spend about $7,000 to $10,000. In my case, I spent $11,175. Then we discover issues. Then we lose the fees. Confidence drops. They miss deals. Next time they do what? They will hesitate. And again, they stay stuck. In 9, they repeat that cycle. This same cycle, guys, is what keeps investors small and stressed. This is a painful loop, and that loop is what we want to stop today. We call this the way out. This is the smart start system or the deal protection system. It breaks this cycle and gives you a clear path to verify deals fast, avoid losses, and scale without fear. Now, let's destroy some myth you might have. You guys might not have it, but you might have that myth about AI and deal analysis. Let's start them one by one. You might say, Jeff, you know what? Automation is too technical for me. Listen carefully. InvestFusion is built for investors, not for engineers. So you don't need to be techy. You don't need to be a guru in how to use computers. No. I'm going to in 60 seconds, I'm going to demonstrate right now for you guys to see. You just need to want clarity. So if you could remove the guesswork, would that not make things easier for you? Absolutely. You say, Jeff, I've tried other tools before. I've listened to so many coaches. I've gone to gurus, YouTube gurus. I've done, I've done all kinds of things before. The reason is very simple. All of those tools, they are surface level information. They show you surface level. They are used for browsing. They don't protect you. Your coach can guide you on equity, can guide you on cash flow, but your coach cannot provide protection at the deal level. They don't interpret risk. They don't help you decide fast. This is built to prevent losses first. You said, Jeff, I need to handle everything myself to be safe. Now, that mindset is why you stay stuck and stressed. Systems don't replace you. They protect you. So would it help if you could spot red flags instantly before you make an offer? Absolutely. Now, let's introduce the Smart Start system. Let's go into details. Let's dive deeper so that you guys can know what we're talking about. Number 1 is protection at the deal level. Most investors, they skip protection and they say moving fast. You cannot scale. Let's be logical. There is no way you can scale if one deal can wipe you out. The protection step, that protection determines your risk, your confidence, and your ability to keep playing the game. Because when you are protected, if you don't lose $11,000 and you keep the money in your pocket, you can scale faster because the tendency of buying multiple properties is there because you have your cash in your pocket and you have confidence going into deals. And guess what? With InvestFusion, you can know how much equity or cash is available from day one. Like I said, in my own case, $12,000, guys, was available from day one on that deal. I'm going to do this live with you guys and see other properties you can see right now. Number 2, so this is what it gives to you. You have instant deal scoring. In an instant, guys, you will know the deal score on that deal you're looking at. You will know the red flag detection. It's going to tell you, are there any red flags or landmines to be aware of? You're going to see anything, it's going to catch public record information and give you discrepancies. So if the seller is lying, don't worry about the seller. Anything available on that property, InvestFusion will give it to you. So don't go and browse on browsing sites. Those other tools are called browsing sites. It's going to give you a risk summary. It's going to give you its own recommendation. Clear decision. Are you going to move forward or are you going to step back? So this is not about fear. It's called discipline, guys. Discipline. It validates this. Now, this is the most powerful tool, reason why we use InvestFusion. It tracks the appraisal report and validates the true value of the property. So now let me explain something to you guys right now. I know you guys might be aware, but let me explain it for the benefit of others. When you want to go into a deal and you see a property, your loan officer must ask you to go and do an appraisal report because they want to see how much equity, true equity, exists in that property. InvestFusion tracks that appraisal report and lets you know in an instant the value on that property. So if the seller says, oh, my property is worth $500,000, but the value says, no, the property is worth just 300, it means it has negative equity by over 200. He said, no, you're not going to buy that because your loan officer is not going to cover that gap. We call it the appraisal gap. So this is about verifying value and square footage. Why did I mention square footage? Because the appraisal report gives you the actual living square footage, guys. The actual, not what is, because seller lies. They can inflate their living square. They can inflate because when they inflate that number, they give you a projected cap rate. And then with that cap rate projection, they can tell you, they can say, this is why we justify the price. All of that is nonsense, guys. Stop believing what they tell you. You want to see the true value and the true valuation from the appraised reports. Because why is this important? One wrong number can destroy the whole deal in real estate. One, not two, one, just one wrong number can destroy the deal. Now, so with InvestFusion, it does what? Appraisal verification, square footage validation, pricing. If you don't know anything about real estate, let me explain the most important rule in real estate. Rule number one is you always want to buy low, sell high. It's the same rule that runs across everything of investment. Any millionaire or billionaire will tell you today that all billionaires and millionaires want to buy low, sell high. That's why in real estate we have a term. We say the term is you make your money on the buy. InvestFusion justifies the price. It's going to calculate everything for you. There is no emotions in play here. It gives you the cash flow potential, and then it gives you a summary and recommendation. Very simple, very straightforward. Then what happens? You can scale with confidence. Now, this is where the real investors, you separate real guys from those gamblers. When you can verify deals fast, guess what? You stop wasting time on those junks out there. And when you can stop wasting time on junks, you stop playing defense with your money, and now you go offensive. That's what we're talking about. You begin to you start stacking properties without living in a stress spiral. One, you have faster screening, you have confidence in offers, better deal flow, smarter growth, and of course, you have our team to guide you, support that is here. When you do all three, what happens? You stop losing money on preventable mistakes. You move faster because you're not guessing anymore. You feel calm. Why? Because you are protected. You stop relying on seller's honesty because the seller lies. You become decisive instead of being anxious. And your investing becomes what? Predictable. My investors, in fact, right now, we don't even have a space for all our testimonies anymore. It is jam-packed with testimonials. They tell me, Jeff, I finally feel in control. I stopped wasting time on deals that were never real. In fact, one older gentleman about 2 months ago said, Jeff, I can now weed out those weeds from the weeds. So he's a farmer. He has a farmland. He also has, I think he has about right now close to over 250,000 different deals that he has done close in different cities. So he's someone who's been in the game for a long, long time. He says, Jeff, I've been in this game for so long. Now I can weed out those weeds from the weeds because of his knowledge of markets. So you don't feel fear wiring money anymore. You can explain, you say, I can explain my numbers with confidence. I move fast because I'm not second guessing anymore. This is the result. I told you earlier, you saw the video. On November 25th, 2025, I closed on a property InvestFusion scored at 65%. It flagged no foundation issues, no structural damage, and it validated the square footage and value signals. And then we brought in a professional inspector because listen, we are not saying it's going to replace the inspector. It gives you an upfront oversight so you know you're not going into this deal blindly, and you save time and you save your money. That's what we're talking about. So when I brought in the professional inspector, it was on video. We recorded him. Everything the platform found, he validated and verified. And the result, my friends, I said we have so many testimonials. This is a couple, Dave and Daphne. They said they almost made a $500,000 mistake on one deal. But then they now start using InvestFusion and give them a profit of over $180,000 in profit. Now they can never buy without
I
it.
lost over $7,000 and I did not even own the property. Went to a listing site, and after paying my non-refundable fees, I realized the property had foundation issues and instantly all my savings were gone. I cried for weeks. I lost my confidence. I was lost until a very good friend told me about InvestFusion. First, I was skeptical like most of you right now. However, I gave it a try, and in just 60 seconds, InvestFusion was able to detect properties with foundation issues. This is unbelievable. I was totally shocked. Stop throwing your money away to non-refundable fees by buying blindly and trusting listing sites like they care about you. Use InvestFusion to verify fast.
There are over 1,666 deals closed, canceled today alone, every single day. So this testimonial you're saying, this is not enough. These are just giving you an idea of what buyers are going through every day. So what you see, they're not the only ones suffering. They are not the only ones. But here's what I find most powerful. I want you guys to understand this. This isn't just about a tool. It's about getting your confidence back. Because once you stop bleeding money on bad deals, you start playing to win again. Now, you might be thinking, okay, this sounds too good to be true. What's the catch? My business is different. I'm not tech savvy. Let me address them. Number one, you say my deals are more complicated or my niche is different. Let me assure you, I've worked across different types of deals before, and the foundation stays the same. Truth is truth. It's either the truth or it's not the truth. The records, if the records are in government sites, they are records. We have the records. Risk signals don't care about your strategy, guys. Why is that so? Because risk is different from strategy. So your coaches can teach you, oh, let's go for equity. Let's go for cash flow. This is about risk. The system adapts because it's built to verify, not guess. We are not here guessing. We are not here playing emotional game. We are here with facts, and that's what we are giving. So you say, Jeff, I don't have the time to learn another system. That's why we built it around speed, because it takes just 60 seconds. You don't have to spend 6 hours or 6 months of your time just going and finding deals. In 60 seconds, you can know quickly. So what if I'm not tech savvy? Listen, you don't need to be tech savvy. This is built for investors, not software people. My kids are using it. You can use it as well. He said, Jeff, listen, I've tried so many tools before. They didn't help me. Why? Most tools are designed for browsing. They show you information. They show you pictures. They tell you what the seller wants you to know. They don't protect you. They don't interpret risk. They don't warn you early. It's not just Jeff saying it now. Google will tell you from Redfin's report. The research done in the US, 50,000 plus buyers purchase agreements every single month. Almost 2,000 buyers are losing every single month, every single day. I'm sorry, on wrong deals. So not taking action today will cost you more. Let me repeat that word. Not taking action today will cost you more than you think, because the next bad deal is not going to ask for permission before it takes your money away. And that's the reality. Now, the investors who get the best results have one thing in common. And that's why when I started, I love working with investors who are ready, who are driven, not those who are just here to browse. Because the investors who get the best results, these are the ones who understand that they can take risk, but take calculated risk in the right direction. And they want to start to stack wins. And those are the investors who get it right. And those are the kind of investors I love working with. Because we're not here to joke. We're not here to dabble. We're not here to play a guessing game. We are here for fact and for confidence level. So the investors who get it right, they stop hoping and they start verifying. They stop trusting what the seller is telling them. They move with a system, not emotion. Now, if you're still with me, that tells me one thing. You guys are not here to play. You are here to build wealth the right way, and you are here to stop paying tuition for bad deals. So here's my question for you guys. If you could remove all the guesswork, let me repeat that word. If you can remove all the guesswork from your investing in your next real estate deal, you can remove all the guesswork. Would that make things easier for you? Yes? If you could instantly spot red flag before you make an offer while you are in your bedroom in your pajamas, would that be valuable to you? So type yes on the chat if that makes sense. Does it make sense, guys? I want to know if this makes sense. Yes? If you can see a deal that is bad or a good deal before you make an offer, does it not make sense? Yes? Absolutely. That's the whole idea. You want to know. So people tell me, they say, Jeff, I finally can pull the trigger faster. I stop being scared of losing money. I scale without losing or second guessing, everything. I stop wasting time on deals that were never real. And that's the truth. That's exactly what this is designed for. Now, here's what I want you to understand today. This is not just about finding a deal. It's about protecting your money, finding a deal, looking for cash flow, looking for built-in equity, getting what the property has true valuation. And because the fastest way to quit in real estate is one painful loss you don't see coming. And most investors, they think non-refundable fees are just part of the game. They say, you know what? Don't worry, let's just pay those fees and that's fine. We are good with it because it's just part of the game. No. Most of those losses are preventable. And when you can verify upfront the risk, the value, the square footage, you stop paying to discover the problems late. And the result, you keep your money and your cash in your pockets. Okay, time for stories and for talking is over. Let's go practical. Are you guys ready for action, guys? Let me know. Give me one on the chat. Let me see the energy, guys. Tiffany, are you there? Give me one. If you want to see, let's go behind the scene now and demonstrate in real time how this works. Give me a one on the chat, guys. If you guys are ready for us to go behind the scene now and do and demonstrate what we are talking about. Yes? Good, good, good. Now let's do this. Let's go on. For the first thing we're going to do is this. Let's just go to a deal that looks good, like what everybody is doing right now. Let's go in on that deal. Let's go on Zillow right now. So I'm going to go on Zillow. So everybody knows this. So we all are familiar with Zillow. So I'm not going to explain what this is. So I'm going to run through a property right now. I have one address I just put up when I was doing my research today. Because this deal right now as we speak is already on contract. So we want to see somebody has already paid for this deal. Give me a second, guys. Here in Charlotte, okay? Now, look at what we see. The price cut is $34,000. So the seller is motivated, which is okay. And so it says here, $224,900. This is the address, 6 bedrooms, 6 bath. So everything you see that Zillow gives to you is what you see here. This is what we call it browsing. It tells you the square footage and it tells you their estimate. Multiple offers. It said multiple offers. This is what the seller wants you to see and read. This is all the seller is going to reveal to you. Whatever the seller puts here is what you take, and that is where the problem starts. Then you have to contact your agent. Now, when you contact your agent, what next? You go on contract. That is why this property right now is already what? Under contract. Somebody has already paid non-refundable fees. Now, let's take this address now. Let's go to InvestFusion and see what InvestFusion does. I'm going to copy this right now, okay? And I want you guys to see where the game changes right now. This is where the game changes. So the first thing you want to do, if you've not done it before now, is to go to investfusion.co. So already I'm signed in. So for the first time you come in here, you want to sign into the platform and then, you want to sign up for the platform. To sign up is pretty simple. Let me just log out. It's going to ask for your information, your first name, your last name. Pretty standard requirements, your email, your phone number, your password, your OTP. It's going to send you a one-time OTP, one-time passcode to your email. Then if you ask for a referral code, you can just put this REF21243 or just skip it. It doesn't matter. And then you can sign up to the platform. So let me sign back in and then we can now go in and address the property and see what we're talking about. Give me a second to sign in, guys. All right, let me sign in. Okay, so now I'm signed in. Now, the next thing I want to do, so if you are new and you're using the platform, say your city, your state, you can first of all come in here, you select residential if you're going on residential, and then you can type in your city or state. Before that, you can select either you're looking for multi-family units or single family units. But if you're looking to play commercial, just go and type commercial here. So we're not doing all of that. I already have an address in mind. So I'm going to select this now to put in the address in mind. Okay, the address I have. But let me just do this. Let me just walk you through guys quickly. So if, for example, you want to search by residential, you can just type in I'm in Charlotte right now. I can put in Charlotte here. And then I can select, say, single family units. I can select any bed I want, 3 bed, 2 baths, apply. Then I can do a price range, just select any price I want. I can say between 50,000 to maybe I would just say 550, submit, and I'll hit search. When I hit search, it's going to bring this out for me. So it wants you to do, so 2 things are going to happen. You want to see, just do select all, select all. Now, every term here, in case you don't understand what this means in real estate, just toggle to this. It's going to give you an explanation of what that means. You can do that at your leisure, okay? And I'll hit search. Then it's going to bring me all the reports of properties within the Charlotte area that meets its benchmark. See how quickly that came out. 41 properties met its condition. But right now, we're not doing this. Let's go back to and search by our specific address. So now, I will click on this now. I will drop the address here. That's the one address we're looking for. I will do search. It's going to bring this all again. I'll do this. Select all, select all. I want you guys to see what we've already seen on Zillow. And then I want you guys to see what it's doing right now. So now behind the scene, what you're seeing here is what we call the 60-second deal score. Right now, it's going behind the scene and looking at everything on that property, not what the seller or Zillow is saying. Everything, every information on that property available on the planet Earth. Let me repeat that word. Every information in just 6. You can put it on your timer, guys, and be timing what it's doing right now. Every available information on that property on the planet Earth is what it's bringing up. Look at this. The same property, yes? Now watch this. The first thing you want to go is to go on the deal score. What did they say? Deal score 45 over 100. Now, if you don't know what this means, that tells me something is wrong with this property. It did not even cross the threshold of 50 over 100. And guess what? Somebody has put it on that contract. So what do we do? Let's go on the AI summary first of all. It says the address is this, the same address we found. Yes, the listing price, the square footage. It said the price per square feet. It said it's above. Look at it. The first thing you can tell is that this price is above replacement, meaning it's overpriced. Even with the discount that the seller is telling you, we're giving you a discount of 34,000. It's what? Overpriced. That's number one. Now let's go down again on the insight. Number two is the investment matrix. It said the cap rate, poor return. Look at that. Price over price. Appraised value. Look at the previous the previous appraisal value is 281,000. So at this level, because of their lower valuation, it just crosses that slightly. So that is what we see here based on the appraised value here. Now, so it's 281, which means there's equity in this property right now based on the appraised value. But let's still go and see what it says here. Now, let's go in and see the condition. It says condition needs repairs, including foundation issues. This is why it did not cross into 50, because the appraised value. Let me ask you guys now. So you see here now, it says condition needs repairs, including foundation. Maintenance needs, significant maintenance required. The person who put this property on contract, they don't know all of this. Do you guys understand what we're looking at right now? So it gave you all of this and explained this. He said, look at it. He said the local average income is 80. It's even below the national average. That is something very powerful. Spend time to understand what it's telling you here. What it means in essence is the income of people in that area, that small city, they don't have enough disposable income to go above the US national average. Now, the first thing you want to do is go on the recommendation here. It says final recommendation, avoid investment. Guys, listen, somebody has already put this under contract. InvestFusion says avoid investment. Risk, it said high risk. Now look at this now. If you want to go into in depth, it gives you a suggestion in case you say, okay, what do I do? What do I do next? It's going to let you know what to do next. Look at all its recommendation for you. Over 7 different recommendations or suggestions. Now let's go into this now and break this down slowly. This is what the seller is saying. There are a bit multiple offers. We don't care about what the seller said. What you want to do is, one, look at the financial matrix. When you come in here, it says cap rate is 6.2%. The replacement cost is 196,000, which is, you can see that already. And then it said the household income is $80,157. Now, the next thing you want to go is to go on risk assessment. Look at the risk here. It says foundation issues. Guys, this is already on contracts. Can you see this, guys? Type 1 on the chat if you can see what I'm showing to you guys right now. Somebody has put this under contract, meaning that person is already going to lose almost all their non-refundable fees, because if they go on inspection and they discover that there's maintenance and foundation issues, guess what? Everything is gone already. Now let's go and see a deal that's InvestFusion, a good deal now that InvestFusion can find for you. Let's back out of this right now. This is what we say. There is no tool out there. There's no coach that can guide you on this. This is protection at the deal level. Now let's enter a new deal right now. I want to see if you guys are following me very well. Now let's enter this deal. This is what I'm doing, one of my research. Just pay attention. Okay, I want you guys to pay attention to this now, because this is what we do. This is why we said why this is protection at the deal level. Just so you can see how quickly I don't have to be a guru. All I'm doing is just to click. If you can click a button, if you know how to scroll and click, you're good. I'm sure everybody can click and scroll. So click and click. There's no need to learn any tool. There's no need to go and master, spend 25 years of experience like myself in real estate to find a good deal. Everything is in your fingertips. Now let's go and do what they call a 60-second deal score on this. Okay, guys, give me a second. I think I have to click something. Let me see. Okay, it's running. So let's watch this now. Just put on your timer. If you have a timer on in your phone, put on the timer and wait for it to come up. Just hold on. We'll take questions. Type your questions on the chat. So type your questions on the chat. I'm going to address those questions very soon. So watch this now. Watch this. Put your timer on. Watch what it's going to give for you right now. Goodness me. It says smart buy opportunity. Do you guys notice that it did not give this alert on that previous property? It says smart buy opportunity. Why? Let's go and see this. What is the deal score? Guys, look at the deal score. 80. The property I close on is 65%. Mine did not even cross 80. This is 80 over 100. 80 over 100. What is going on here? Let's go and see the breakdown. It says what? Price per square foot is $129. Below replacement. Below replacement. Meaning this is discounted. It has discount on it. That means there is a lot of options. So you're buying low on this deal, for example. Let's keep going down and see what it says here. So the listing price here is $219,000. Okay? Now let's go on this. I want you guys to see this carefully now. The cap rate here is 7. You can see the green meets expectations, 7.2%. The value, it said price, good value. Appraisal report, it said the previous appraised value is $207,000. Okay? So now look at this, guys. Look at this. The cap rate is above the target of 7%. Now, the condition, it said needs renovation. Significant maintenance required. Visibility is high. So we're going to go into that and explain why it said, look at this now. So we're going to give you why it said the property requires significant renovations, which could deter some investors, but also presents an opportunity for value addition. The local income level supports a favorable market environment for rental or resale. Now, they say the score is 80 over 100. Final recommendation, it said recommended investment. Reasons. Let's go on the reasons now. It said strong cap rate, indicating good return potential. Price below replacement cost, enhancing value proposition. Located in a high income area, supporting future appreciation. Now, let's go into the breakdown now on the... Oh, okay. Don't worry about it. I'm going to address your question very soon. So now look at this now. For the financial matrix, it says here cap rates 7.2%. Estimate price per square foot 129. So you're buying at a discount. That's the I told you there are three rules of laws in real estate. You want to buy below. You want to buy below, low. Buy low, sell high. The lower you go, the better. You can renegotiate. Now it says here replacement cost. So the replacement cost is $255,000. You're buying below replacement cost. Now look at the risk assessment here. If you click on this, it says foundation issues, no. So you only have to do some repairs in the house. So what you have to do is, once you now know that it says there's some maintenance required, and you already know it's below price, it's below replacement cost, you're buying discounted, what do? You can renegotiate the deal with the seller and says, you know what, there's some maintenance required. What do I do? That's what you need to know. And I'm going to show you something right now very soon. So look at all the risk exposure. Now let's go to the appraisal report. The appraisal report. So the property is priced at $219,900. So you see the appraisal value here, 207. So how much built-in equity is on this property, guys? Let me know if you understand this. Who can tell me the math now? Tiffany, how much built-in cash? The appraised value is $207,200. The asking price is $219,000. How much built-in equity? Tiffany, Moses, how much built-in equity or cash is on this property? How much cash? Let me see who can do the math. Who is good at math here? How do you get that number? Guys, who can do the math? The asking price is $219,900. The appraised value is $207,200. Guys, do you know how much equity is in this property? Or how much cash is on this property? It's over $12,000. Okay, I see that coming now. $12,700. let me address that. It means if you buy this property today, the cash available immediately on that property is 12,700. If you turn around and walk to the bank will give you the cash of 12,700. That's the built-in equity. Now, to Moses' question, how does InvestFusion find all of this? Now, InvestFusion is an engine. It's not just the next, like the AI of the AI tool. This is over 2 years of development. If any property, any condition, government sites, government data, appraised report, any valuation of the property that's available on the earth, it pulls that data, that raw data. That's why we don't trust what the seller says. So any information on the property, if it's available on government sites, if the government data has it, if it's found on the appraisal report, if it's found anywhere, if there's any information about an inspection that was done on that property and the seller is lying about it, because if this, so let me explain something to you, Moses. If somebody, a buyer, like the property you saw on Zillow that's under contract, the buyer right now is doing an inspection. Now, later on, because he doesn't have this tool, he doesn't have InvestFusion, if that buyer later does the inspection and they now find a foundation issue, that report will be entered online on that data, on a database. Guess what? The seller is not going to go to Zillow and says, my property has foundation issues. Will they going to do that? No. Guess what? InvestFusion will pull it up because we now know that property has foundation issue. And we know this because it has been done before. But the seller, look at what he said here on Zillow. The seller already knows that property has foundation issues, but he's not going to reveal it to you now. This property, they know they have foundation issues. They know. But do you see that he says here in the description? Absolutely not. But it's under contract. It's not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you the problem with the property. Nobody cares about you. They're not going to tell you. Do you see anything that he says here? How it says multiple offers. Why? Because people are buying blindly. That's what we said no to you guys today. So you've seen what is possible, guys. This is the reality on the ground. You've seen what we've shown to you, what is possible, and what is happening right now in real estate. This is what we call the 60-second deal score, guys. So this is not about guessing anymore. This is not about guessing. You're not playing the game to guess anymore. We are not here to guess in real estate. No. And that's why we said, this is what we say, we call it the deal protection or the smart start system or the deal protection system. Let me explain what I'm going to give to you guys. So you guys have seen, because seeing is believing. When you see it with your eyes right now, you've seen what is possible. In seconds, you can tell a good deal from a bad deal. This is what I'm going to give to you guys today. Number one, access to the system. So if you decide to move ahead with us today, you can get access to over 12 months of InvestFusion Pro. You get access to over our 0 to 150K funding challenge. Let me explain what that means. Number one is protection at the deal level. You've already seen that already. You know that there's protection. Using the platform, you can catch those bad deals. You can get the true value. You start getting protection at the deal layer. But if you're here today and you say, Jeff, well, I'm still struggling. Cash is my problem right now. I don't know if I have funds enough. We'll teach you in our community. We'll give you access. What our platinum members are paying for. This is the only time I'm going to do this today. Give you access to this. They pay over $6,000 a year. My platinum members pay over $6,000 to get into that inner circle. I'm going to give you guys that access. Business structuring, funding, credits, deal validation, deal analysis. You have all of that. Because if money is your bottleneck, we're going to address that. Then the private inner circle mastermind. This is what I say. My platinum members, they pay over $6,000 to get access to this. You guys will have that access today. So I will give you that access only today. If you go on the site, you're not going to get it. You get proximity to serious investors. Real deals, real numbers, real strategy. No fluff, no motivation, just pure execution. Plus, 6 months of you working with me directly. We call it concierge deal coaching. I will work with you directly. Weekly, we have weekly meetings. You don't have to guess alone, guys. You don't have to guess alone. We'll help you analyze your deal, spot danger, structure offers, and move with confidence. We call it the Millionaire Playbook, guys. And again, off-market deals. When we have deals that is not found online, we run it through InvestFusion. And the first smart investors, those guys who are smart and serious, our team, they get access to that off-market deals, and then we share that with our team as well. Again, ongoing training, ongoing support. But that's not all. This is what you're going to get. You get protection from expensive mistakes. You can know if the deal is a good deal or a bad deal quicker. You have a funding strategy so that if you don't have cash, you can know how to generate cash. Coaching, so you don't freeze. A network and support, you have confidence back. Listen, this is what we've spent now double this just to run the platform every month. You can imagine the amount of work that goes into what even Zillow cannot do. The amount of work that goes behind the scene on InvestFusion. What we spend monthly has doubled this already. But this is the thing. I'm not asking you guys to pay for what it costs us to run or build this at all. You can't, no, it's not. Because I remember when I lost over 11,000 on one deal in real estate, in a duplex I bought here. And I say, you know what? That is a learning experience I don't want anyone to repeat. Now, let me give you something else, some other bonuses that will help you guys understand why we are doing this. Now, the next bonus we're going to give to you is what we call the 30% rule, or this is a book that teaches you step by step how to get into real estate, how to find multifamily deals. This is my book that shows you step by step how I did this, how we lost over 5 million on a deal in a commercial property in real estate, how InvestFusion is built to avoid that loss. Let me tell you the story behind that. Now, we bought a commercial property in California. This deal, this tenant was a single tenant. A single tenant was a government tenant. It's a commercial property, and it's a government tenant. Now, government tenants, they have a clause they sign on their lease. In that clause, they can get up and move. So in their lease, they can break their lease with no penalty at will because they're government tenants. Now, what happened was something changed in their contract, so they lost one of the contracts, and then they left our property. When they left, we had to put the property and release the property. For over 6 months, we could not re-tenant that property. One, it's a single tenant property. Two, it was hard to re-tenant. And then we had to sell. We sold at a loss of over $5 million. The behind the scene of what I'm telling you right now is why we built InvestFusion. InvestFusion detects all of those red flags that we've seen over the years to avoid those losses. In the book, I explain what really happened, and you get this book for free. So guys, this is a bonus for you. Huge story I just told you right now, okay? Plus, you get investment, our support, our guide, training, support, t-shirt, everything given to you. The total bonus is over 6,491 bonuses given to you guys today. Plus, you get access to our community. So guys, what would this be worth to you? I want you guys to understand what you are getting. Let me go back to this slide so you understand what you are getting from today. This is what you get, guys. This is what you get. So it's about this now. At this point, you're going to have two options. You're going to say, okay, you want to keep guessing or using a system that protects you. Because if you're actively looking or analyzing deals, it means, so if you're not planning to buy in the next 30 or 60 days, then maybe you might not see why, okay, why should I start using this right now? But if you are here and you are ready to get a deal closed in the next 30 or 60 days or the next 1 year, then you are in the right place. So you have two options. One, to keep doing things manually, guessing, hoping, and you miss something, or you use the exact system I built after losing over $11,000 on one deal. Now, we call this the deal protection system. So let me explain something right now to you guys. The first thing you've seen right now is a breakdown of all the information on what we're going to give to you. But then you might be thinking, Jeff, okay, and you have your bonuses. So you might say, what if, I've done all of this before. What do I benefit? Number one, you no longer spend thousands of dollars on those bad deals. You don't waste months and waste your time. And you say, what if I'm still missing something? And that's why we build this for you. Now, listen, you don't need more information anymore. You've seen what is happening. You need a system that protects you before you commit a penny. So right now, one bad deal can cost you a lot of money. And you can see that already in real estate. It kills your momentum because if you make a mistake, if you lose one deal, one single deal, what happens? It kills your momentum. It destroys your confidence. And it can set you back for years because one bad deal can cost you an average of over $7,000. We just said before that over 1,666 buyers purchase agreements are canceled every single day. So let us close our eyes and think carefully. One bad deal can cost you averagely over $7,000. So the real question is, what is it costing you not to have this? Let me explain what cost is versus price. Cost is what you pay every day for the rest of your life for not taking action today. Price is what you pay today to resolve or address that issue. That means, what do I pay today to get a solution? It's called price. Cost is what it costs you, what the implication for the rest of your life for not taking action today. So let's talk about the investment. You might say, okay, Jeff, okay, we've heard this. What is the investment? Now, at this point, you might be thinking, what does it actually cost to have this level of protection at the deal level? Because if we're being honest, most investors, they don't lose money because of bad opportunities. They lose money because they don't have the right system before they commit money. One bad deal can easily set you from $7,000 to over $10,000 or even more. Like my case, $11,175. So the real question isn't what it costs, it's what it's costing you not to have this. Now, let's go into the screen. I want you guys to see what you can benefit from this, how you can get started today. So I'm going to go into the platform right now. Again, watch this now. I'm going to go into the platform. So let me back so you can see what it is. I want you guys to see this yourself. So today, you can get started for just $199 a month. Or you can get the 4 months, you can get a 4-month discount and just pay over pay about $119, which is equivalent to $1,440 for a year. And that saves you a whole ton of cash. So which is less than what most investors, in fact, what most investors pay on one deal, that is less than that for an entire year of protection. Or you can start for just $199 for a month. How do you get started? You go to investfusion.co. This is the step. Go on investfusion.co, and the first thing you want to do is to sign up. Now, when you sign up, so you're going to click on this, just go in and then hit sign up. So if I just scroll up, you'll see all the information coming here. You go on, you sign up, and then you activate your monthly package. Now, remember, guys, you're buying protection on every deal you analyze. So now this is important. Now, listen carefully. If you go on the site normally, you can see what I just showed you on the site. If you go on this site normally, you don't get the protection layer I've given to you. You don't get the access to our training. You don't get access to our private inner circle mastermind. You don't get access to these bonuses. You don't have all of that. This is only available for those of you here right now, today. So that's why I'm giving you this right now, today. You get access to all of this. Now, I want to be very clear about something. This is not something you can just come back later to know. The bonuses and the packages we're giving to you is only for today exclusive. So yes, I run trainings, but let me be clear, the deal protection system is bundled with the professional plan, and it's only unlocked for people who are live and ready to take action on right deals right now. But the reality is this: most people don't take action until it costs you money. And I'm not interested in helping people who are willing to just keep on losing money without taking action. I want to help those ones who are ready to make a decision today. So you can see what it already takes. So for a month, you can pay just $199 or get it for 40% discount and pay just $117. Now, if you're actively looking at deals right now, don't leave this training without this. Joseph, I saw you came in late. I'm going to address you very soon. Give me a few seconds. Now, your next deal will either cost you or pay you. So Joseph, you came in late. We've gone through a lot already. We've done real life demonstration of what happens on this platform. We've seen the deals, but I'm going to explain that to you. Now, look, just listen carefully. I'm going to address you later on. At this point, this is no longer about information. You already know what is out there. You already know how deals go wrong. You've seen it today. Now, you've seen a deal that was already out there. That deal, let me share my slide. That deal was showing you what a deal already on contract on Zillow. We saw that deal on contract on Zillow, and then we went on InvestFusion, and we found that somebody put that property on contract. But in InvestFusion, it found foundation issue. And when that guy put that property on contract, they have spent averagely over $7,000. Now, for $199 a month, you can protect yourself for not losing over $7,000. Does it make sense to say, okay, you know what? Let me go blindly. I'm okay with investing blindly. Let me keep on buying blindly. Absolutely not. So at this point, it's no longer about information. You already know what is out there. You already know how deals go wrong. And you've seen exactly how to prevent it because we've shown you real life. So now it comes down to one thing. What happens on your next deal? Because your next deal is coming. Whether it's this week, it's next month, or 60 days from now. And when that moment comes, you're either going to go in guessing, hoping nothing is wrong, or you go in knowing because you have verified everything before you commit a penny. And the truth is that decision doesn't happen when you're under contract. it happens right now. The guys who are under contract have already paid non-refundable fees, non-refundable due diligence fee, and NS money deposit. That's right. Because if you leave here without this, nothing happens, nothing changes. You're still relying on surface level data, sellers' disclosures, and guesswork. But if you lock this in today for just $199, guys, come on, for just $199, you will never look at a deal the same way again. So if you're serious about investing, unless you're not serious about investing, if you're serious about investing, if you're serious about protecting your capital, and you know you have deals coming up, don't leave this training without this. Get access. Make sure your next deal is the one that moves you forward. Stop playing defense with your money and start playing offense, guys. Not the one who sits and let things hit you hard. Don't be that guy. So if you're serious about investing, if you're serious about protection, then go in right now. Go in because your decision is about to happen right now and start knowing what the deal is. Now, if you have any question, go ahead. So Joseph, before I continue, I know you came in late. Joseph, you can unmute your mic and let me know. Are you someone who is brand new to real estate, or you're someone who has been in the game for some time, you have deals, or you have a bit of experience? You can unmute your mic and let us know quickly. Can you hear me? You can unmute your mic, Joseph. You can hear me, and let me know if you are someone who's brand new or you have experience before, you've been in the game for some time. So, guys, let's do this. Oh, okay. Hold on a second, guys. So, Joseph, okay, if you cannot, I hope you can hear me. But let's proceed. We're going to take questions at the end, okay? So, guys, just sit down. If you have questions, just hold up. We'll take your questions. So, guys, this is I want you guys to see how powerful. You've already seen how powerful it is. You have these bonuses. So if you go on the website now, you already know. If you go on the website yourself, you'll not get all of this we've unlocked for you. You're not going to get all of the training and the package and the access to our private inner cycle, mastermind cycle that costs over $6,000 a year. Plus, you're not going to get all of these bonuses. But today only, if you lock it down, send an email. Once you lock yourself in and you signed up, this is what you're going to do. I'm going to leave something right now on the chat. Go to support so we can unlock you. Support at InvestFusion.co. Send an email to support at InvestFusion.co. Okay, no worries, man. So send an email to support at InvestFusion.co. Once you create your account and you lock it in, and tell them that Jeff has given you access to the back end, because people go on the site and they sign up without being with me like this. But in case you do it right now, send an email to support and tell them, hey, Jeff gave me access. So Jeff said I should come and send an email to this because I've already signed up in the webinars. Just say webinar, signed up attendee, and then I need access to the back end and the training so we can unlock your potential. Guys, we want to unlock so we're going to give you $6,000 of training for free today. What our members pay over $6,000, the back end. So you're going to get all of those trainings. Plus, you get our VIP priority support. You get all the trainings given to you, and that's the power of what we give to you today. So, guys, I understand you might not have the cash right now, but for your $199, that's something that you can figure out. You can figure it out quickly and get things moving. Now, why does this make sense? Because you're already paying for mistakes, not just on purpose. That's why it makes sense, guys. Like we shared earlier, someone has already gone ahead and put that property on contract. However, because they don't have that information, now you know it's not about information. You know how protection can be found, and that's what we give to you guys. So this is my guarantee to you guys. If you say, you know what, Jeff, let me try this for the next 7 days, we'll give you your money back. No issues, nothing. If you think this is not for you, because we believe that 100% it adds value to what you're doing today. So no questions asked, nothing, guys, nothing. So this isn't a mass training. No. What happens if you don't take action today, guys? You keep risking your cash because you don't have verification. You keep hoping. You keep playing defense with your money. You keep gambling on deals and you keep wasting time on junk deals. Guys, think carefully about that, because what is the cost of that? Of letting fear slow you down, of watching other investors who are smarter do it the right way, of paying non-refundable fees. The average you pay is $5,000 to $7,000. So would you rather go and pay $7,000 or get $199 and get protection, or get it for a year and lock it down for just $117? That's the reality, guys. So two things will happen. Either you move with fear or you move with confidence. That choice is up to you guys. Now let's listen up. I want to go into the FAQ question section right now. The FAQ is what we want to look. So people are asking questions. How fast can I start seeing value from this? That's the questions our investors ask. InvestFusion analyzes deals in under 60 seconds, and I've demonstrated that to you guys. So you can see already, in 60 seconds, you can get the deal. Do I need to be experienced to do this? No. All you can do is to click. If you can click and click a button and you can read, you are good to go. Even if you have questions, you are also going to be joining our team, our private inner circle mastermind, and you get to work with me directly for the next 6 months, all for free, guys. What's included in the ongoing plan and support, as I just said, access to the training, access to our support, access to what we're doing, everything you need. Can this be applied to my market or my zip code or my niche? Yes. Anywhere you are in the US, you can use this to decide if a deal is a good deal or it's a bad deal. What kind of results are our investors seeing? You already can tell, we've shown you the results. They stop losing over $7,000. They stop trusting what they see on MLS and listing sites. You can see that already. Guys, just think about that. That's the power. And this is what we want you to do. If you are excited, guys, if you're excited about this, we've seen the stories already. A lot of investors. This is Mike based in Texas. He said that he was skeptical about using InvestFusion until one of his friends used it to find a deal that worth over $700,000 in extra equity. Today, you saw a built-in equity on a single family unit that has over 12,700. That's what we're telling you guys. You will know in an instant how much is in that deal before you close it. This is Susan. She said she could not afford, she didn't have enough cash. So when she joined the program, she used the funding challenge to get access to over 150K in business funding. We're going to teach you everything in the back end. You have access to that training just because you signed up today. And with that training, you can now see how to qualify for funding and get the funding you need to get your next deal without you spending your cash. That's what I call strategic smart investing, guys. And that's what we're doing. Listen to this client.
Just trust your gut.
Don't be this guy. The moment you've been waiting for is here. The ultimate tool for real estate investors and agents has arrived. Don't fall behind your competition without it. InvestFusion is an all-in-one AI-powered platform designed to help you score better deals and as agents serve your clients at a higher level. With AI deal summaries and smart deal scores, you'll instantly understand a property's true potential, including condition, foundation, and structural risks long before you ever order an inspection. Plus, you'll get appraised and assessed values, rent estimates, cap rates, environmental insights, anything you can think of, all in one place. Invest smarter, advise better with InvestFusion.
Now, listen, you don't have to be a pro to start. You just need to have protection. You need to know the truth up front before you commit, and you need to have guidance. And that's why we're here to guide you guys, because your next deal is coming, guys. Whether it's today or 6 months from now, it's coming. And this is your new reality starts today. Instead of hoping the deal is clean, just stop hoping and stop paying tuition to bad deals. Instead of risking fees just to learn the truth later, instead of letting fear control your decisions, you become the investor who moves with protection and confidence. These are the two things. What your family will see is a leader who stopped gambling with money, a person who built a real system, someone who's made wealth more predictable, someone who chose clarity over chaos, guys. The clock is ticking, guys, and your moment is now. So this is your moment. Will you choose to be a guy who's still stuck with the old way, rely on the old system, rely on the old practice, or someone who is smart and moves away into a strategy that can give you protection at the deal level? That choice is up to you. I'm not going to pressure you guys because you guys are you're all grown people. You know what to do. For $199 for a month, you can address this issue right now and begin to move. Guys, if you are ready, you know what? Go to investfusion.co. And then all you have to do right now is to go ahead and sign up. Once you sign up, you can now select either the monthly plan or the yearly plan. If you want to get 4 months free or 40% discount, go on the yearly plan. Once you're done, send an email to support@investfusion.co and then let me know. So I'm going to start monitoring the chat right now. If you have any questions, we're about to wrap up. Go ahead and type your questions right now on the chat. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and then I can address those questions. So guys, if you have any questions, go ahead and do that. Moses, do you have any other questions? So go ahead now. I see Ken. Let me see the message that's coming up. I'm on my screen. It said it's signing up. Okay, so guys, you know what to do already. Go ahead and let's get this done. Okay, you're signing up. So it's pretty straightforward, Ken. Just go on InvestFusion. I mean, you have the website. Let me just type it just first. I'm sure you all have the website, but let me just type the website here. InvestFusion.co. So go on the site, sign up. That's the site, sign up. And then once you sign up, you now select go to pricing, select your package, monthly, yearly. I recommend yearly because it's going to give you 4 months off and then 40% discount. That way you are sure you're locked in. And then once you're done, send an email to support. I'm going to retype that again for you. And then, so if you have any questions, you can unmute your mic and ask questions right now. If you have any questions, Moses, Moses, you can unmute your mic right now. So how do you feel right now seeing all of this? What level of confidence and protection do you think this offers to you right now moving forward in deals? Send an email to support at InvestFusion Ken if you're done, and then my team will address that and give you yeah. So Moses, you're good, you have the floor.
You asked for my level of confidence.
Yes. So what level of confidence does this provide to you moving forward on deals right now?
I mean, my thing is, have you ever heard of something called what's it called? It's not investor based, and not in, you know what I'm talking about, where you can get leads and
Yes. Prop shell.
Yeah, prop stream.
Yeah, prop stream. Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yes.
What is the difference between this and that? Because
Yeah.
I can look on there and it can tell me the value, if something's a good deal, the rent in that area.
Yeah. So like I said, every tool out there, PropStream, every tool out there, they can show you value, they can show you the deals, they can show you cash flow. That's why I said the huge difference is interpretation of risk. There is no tool in the US that addresses risk at the deal level. So PropStream, deal flow, deal score, all of those things you have there, they are either going to give you cash flow or equity, not protection at the deal level. This is where people go on, like you see now on Zillow now, or all those sites. PropStream will tell you, okay, if you buy this deal, this is the capital you can get, this is the cash flow you can make. But what about the condition, the risk on that property? No tool can give you that. So InvestFusion addresses risk at the deal level first, gives you the deal level, gives you protection, gives you cash flow, gives you equity. Can you understand the difference now?
Yes. Okay. And then another question is like, whenever you mention the condition of the property, right? Like, and then you said that it's noted somewhere and it's like hidden and it's able to retrieve that information. Like let's say, for example, like you were mentioning foundation issues, right? How is it able to know that?
That's what I just said. So this is very simple. Like this property, for example, anything you see on Zillow, if somebody puts a property on offer, on a contract, you pay an inspector to go and inspect the property. Is it not so? An inspector goes in. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So if the inspector goes in and inspects the property and finds a foundation issue or a structural damage or a big problem that is like roofing issues, mold and mildew, electrical issues, the buyer will walk away from that deal because the buyer will back out of the deal. Yes?
Yes.
When the buyer backs out of that deal, that information is already public record because the inspector who went in is by law required to enter that information into the records, into the information, into the database. The seller is not by law required to reveal that to you, the buyer.
Okay.
InvestFusion is able to identify and pick that information. That's why you don't see it on all of. Not PropStream, we're not going to tell you. Zillow is not going to tell you. LoopNet is not going to tell you. And that's why InvestFusion, I said protection at the deal level. There is a problem in the US. Every month, over 50,000 purchase agreements are canceled. PropStream is not going to solve that problem. Only InvestFusion. And I've been in real estate for so long to know that it does not exist. If it exists, I'll not be here telling you about it because it does not exist. So protection at the deal level, because if you make one single mistake, I just told you my story. You saw the stories of other clients. Investors are losing at least $7,000 to $10,000 every day. And over 2,000 investors every day in the US are losing that money. And so for just $199, which I think is almost, anyone can afford that, you can get protection, add that to your own portfolio. We're not replacing, the system is not going to replace what you already have. Still use your prop stream to evaluate what you're doing, but you want to get protection first. And then with protection, you can go ahead and benchmark what you see on InvestFusion and maybe what you have on PropStream, and then you move ahead with your deal. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Absolutely. All right. So we've done it. We've spent enough time today. If you have any other question, fine. I'm going to reshare. Hopefully, I have time to do that tonight. So those who have signed up, I'm going to go back to my screen later on. So send an email to support once you're done. Support@investfusion.co, and then once you do that, they will give you access to the back end. Again, support@investfusion.co. I love spending time with you guys, but we'll spend over an hour, 30 minutes, Moses. So thanks for your time. Ken, thanks. Once you're done, Ken, send an email to support, and then I will get you guys, give you access to the back end. Like I said, you get our over $6,000 a year. Our private Platinum members, private member access. You get access for free on me, because if you go on the website directly and go and just sign up to the platform, you'll not get that access. But once you do that, send an email to support and says, I was part of the webinar and Jeff has given me approval, and then we can go ahead. All right, Moses, thanks for joining. Ken, thanks for joining. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the inside, okay? Bye for now,
All right,
guys.
man.
Yeah, bye.